Shalom, shalom, Yahshua. I want to start off first things first, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakadash, to the Pele Hubutans, creating as the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I want to give double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to you sisters and brothers living in truth, and shalom to brothers and sisters that's listening and studying, show themselves approved. Shalom. I'm about to show you real quick, Yahshua, just how perverse and sick Esau Edom is. This how sick they is, man. And like to show you that Esau, the so-called white man is really no good. And you shouldn't have them around you, in any type of capacity in your personal life. So check this out. I'm about to show you how the devil destroys himself and his own nation, which is happening at a high clip right now. So check this out. It says, my wife cheated on me with my dad. Now she's pregnant. Did you peep that? This man done messed with his own son's wife, ravished her, and got her pregnant. So he about to have a brother or sister come out his own wife. And that's just sickness. So check it out. We're going to keep reading it. Judith Welch's husband, Declan Fuller, claims he caught his wife, Stephanie, having sex with his father, Darren, on his child's baby monitor. It's a family affair. Ooh, that's horrible. A Judith Welch husband claims he caught his wife having sex with his father on his child's baby monitor. Declan Fuller, 22, was married to Stephanie, 22, and they share a 2-year-old daughter, Willow. So they already had a family. Last September, the couple let Deacon's dad, Darren, 44, move into their UK home where the alleged affair took place. So daddy ain't, he ain't doing no good. So he had to move in with his son. And so to pay back his son, for helping him out, give him a place to stay, what does he do? Hey, he gets his son's wife pregnant. That's not a very fatherly thing at all. That's horrible. Very horrible. So it said, it's sick. Yeah, it truly is sick. How could my father do that to me? A distraught Declan wondered during a Monday interview with the Sun. It's not normal. Woo, it showed not normal. It's perverse. Absolutely right, it's not normal. There go dude, little eDUMB. Declan claims he was at work on the day of his wife's alleged infidelity and decided to check Willow's baby monitor on his smartphone. The footage shows Stephanie sneaking into a bedroom with her father-in-law, seemingly to indulge in an afternoon romp. Declan says the shocking act of betrayal almost caused him to fly into a homicidal rage, as he admitted, if I didn't have my sensible head on my shoulders, he would be 6 feet under now. When confronted with the incriminating evidence, Stephanie and Darren denied they were doing anything untoward. Instead, the pair claimed they were simply in the bedroom to watch The Simpsons together. Yeah, right. And look, there goes dad. Look like an old meth head addict. Look like a heroin addict, like he be banging heroin. And there goes his wife. And boy, is that a ugly something right there. Her face is ugly and her body is garbage. Like, yeah, he needed to get away from that, man. That's just horrible. I couldn't even, get right for that. That's ugly. So check it out. So it says, Declan was left unsatisfied by that explanation and promptly split from his spouse, only for her to embark on a romance with her father-in-law. So that shows you how Esau ain't shit, man. They're going to talk about, we ain't do nothing wrong. We, trying to tell him he done caught him on the baby monitor. And then when he decides to get rid of her, she go right back to the father-in-law. He done hit her with that whammy, And that just shows like he was right to think that. That shows they was full of shit to lie to him. But that's Esau though. They always gonna lie. So she said, I did not cheat on Declan, Stephanie insisted when contacted for comment about the son. Darren and I got together a week or so after Declan left me. Ooh, a week. Hey, she couldn't wait to get back to old daddy, old pops, A week. Let me know they been doing that. Dude just caught it at that time. So he been sticking it to his daughter's wife. It says in a stunning twist, Stephanie is now pregnant with twins, fathered by former father-in-law Darren. I feel sorry for the babies. They're coming into a very mixed up family, a betrayed Declan declared, noting Willow will be both a half-sister and a niece to the soon-be-born twins. And this dude about to get a brother and sister, out his own wife. Despite his heartbreak, Declan says he's managed to move on from the family feud. I feel betrayed, but I'm better off without the two of them, he insisted. So Esau, dude invited his father in. You know, you would not think your father would do that, because really that's a sickness right there. Because, you know, I am a father. And I couldn't think of messing with my son's wife. That's gross to me. My son done, you know, shot a seed all up in her. You know, that's my son's wife. If anything, I'm going to look after her like a daughter. That's my son's legacy right there. You know, that's his wife. I'm not going to defile my son's wife. You know, it's bad enough to keep, you know, other dudes from messing with her. What the hell I look like messing with her? And plus, that destroys your son's family. He destroyed his own son's family. You know, that whole generation, the kids coming up. You know, what does granddaughter think? You know, Pawpaw got a child with her mother. You know, that's just all confusion. And that's Babylon to the max. And it shows the perverseness of Esau, Edom, and show you they no good, man. They sick. That's sickness right there. You know, they mess with their own mothers. I found out my cousin used to go to a boarding school, you know, with all Edomite, you know, girls. And the thing she told me, why Edomite, you know, females are so messed up, is that she told me all her friends that was in that boarding school had all been ravished by their fathers. That's why I see Edomite women are like the biggest whores on the face of the planet. Because if your father takes away, you know, your own innocence, you know, you don't feel special. You don't feel like, you know, your box is special. You give it out to anybody. Your daddy done took it from you, so what? You know, you're nothing. You know, you as a father, you're supposed to protect your daughter, not ravish her, or your son's wife, or your mother, or your sister. You know, and these devils stole the Bible from us, so they should know you ain't supposed to do that. But, you know, he's adverse. They're the devil. They're Satan. And they show you that in all they works, man. And Esau's sick. Because not only will he mess with family and inbreed, Esau mess with animals too. Like your dog ain't safe, your cat ain't safe, like your children ain't safe. If you look at pedophilia and you look at child pornography and the people that's involved in that, primarily you're gonna get an Edomite man. You know, Jake be trying to be like Esau, so you might see a couple Jakes, but primarily that's Esau, man. They like messing with little bitty babies and stuff to show you how sick and perverse that man is. That's why I look at the 2/3 Jake like, how the hell can you look up to Esau? That man is sick, man. He ain't no standard. That's the basis of all men. He's vile. So let's get the scriptures on that. Because the Lord told us not to do that. It should be in your spirit not to do that. But Esau is the sick, perverse man. So he's going to be Esau. You know? So let's get to the scriptures on that. See, we got the scriptures to tell us, you know, what to do and not to do. I feel like you should already know that. But, you know, the Lord, he put it down on pen and paper. And he told us as a nation, which I got it over here, let me see, not to do that. So let's go to Leviticus chapter 18:6. It says, none of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. So when it said talking about to uncover their nakedness, that's talking about to lay down and have sex with them. And he said, don't approach none that's near of kin to you. So not your sister, not your mama, you know, not your aunt, nobody close in your family you supposed to lay down with. You know, the Lord gonna go down, he gonna lay it out plain as you read it. So you go to Leviticus 18:7 says, the nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother, thou shalt not uncover. She is thy mother, thou shalt not cover her nakedness. So it told you, don't sleep with your daddy, man. I bet you Esau do that too. Don't sleep with your mama. Esau do that, man. Don't do that. That's sickness, man. That's gross. But you know, Edomites do that, man. That's to show you right here that adverse to the scriptures. Whatever the Lord said don't do, this devil do it at a high clip. Like, a lot of Edomite men sleep with their daughters. You know, that's a very prominent thing they do in their community. So verse 8 says, the nakedness of thy father's wife shall not thou uncover. It is thy father's nakedness. So you're not supposed to mess with your father's wife, man. That's sickness, man. Your daddy done shot a seed all up in, you know, that woman. Then you go shoot your seed up in her. That's mixing with your father's seed. That's gross, man. That's nasty. That's why they should be off limits. Like, you should know that. Like, that's just nasty to me, man. I don't like my brother. I like, you know, somebody don't mess with it. Like, I know they messing with a chick. I don't want to go off in that chick, man. Because I don't want my seed mixing with their seed, and that's just that's gross. So go verse 9. Leviticus 18:9. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even thy nakedness shall not uncover. Don't mess with your sister, man. You know? No matter, like it said, no matter what parent she come from. You know, Esau might be like, well, we got different mamas. It's all good. You know, Esau might say something like that. No, man. The Lord laid it out plain. Don't mess with your sister. Like, that should be, you know, locked in your spirit. But, you know, like I said, Esau is sick. You know? And I bet you, they do that a lot in Arkansas. I heard a lot of country states, they mess with their sisters, man. They get with their sister. Their sister look like something. Esau about to get with her, man. Straight up. Here go verse 10. The nakedness of thy son's daughter, you know, don't mess with your granddaughter. Esau do that a lot too. Or thy daughter's daughter. Even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for there is thy own nakedness. You're not supposed to mess with your grandchildren, man. Your grandson, your granddaughter, you ain't supposed to lay down and have sex with them. That's sickness, man. That's like the second generation that came from you. Why would you want to do that? But Esau does that at a high clip. Like, Edomite old man, phew, don't you have nobody around that man. Have that man babysitting your children. Hey, he gonna defile them. Straight up. Esau's defiler. Man, they perverts. They perverse. They sick, man. They are sick. Edomites are sick. So check that. We're gonna go to verse 11. The negative of thy father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father. She is thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Verse 12. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister, your aunt. She is thy father's near kinswoman. Verse 13. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she is thy mother's near kinsman. Verse 14. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother. Thou shalt not approach to his wife. She is thy aunt. So you don't mess with your uncles. You don't mess with your aunts, man. That's not good. And here go the key one right here. Right here. This is what this devil did. This verse, this is Leviticus 18:15. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law. She is thy son's wife. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. So we are permitted by the laws and commandments not to mess with our sons' wives. That's not good. You destroy your family when you do that. That's why the Lord laid it out plain. Don't do that. Don't mess your family up. That's nastiness, man. That's your son's wife. You're supposed to protect her. That's your son. He's getting his legacy through that woman. You know? That should be common sense, but Esau don't protect nothing, man. Esau defiles everything. That's why I don't see how Jake want to kick it with an Edomite, man. I don't like Edomites at all. I know we got to deal with them in our work life or, you know, in these institutions. But as far as your personal life, you shouldn't have no Edomite in your circle, man. Especially with no Edomite. I ain't even going to just put it on the man. The woman just as bad, too. No Edomites. They will do these things. They will go against these laws and commandments, and they will defile your children. They cross-dress. Edomite man, he's like a Momo by nature, man. Like, Edomite man put his rod in anything. You know, they got a movie called American Pie. Esau put his stuff in American Pie. I remember an old episode of Cops I was watching. The Edomite got his stuff stuck in a pool pump. Like, Esau did sick, man. They always messing with animals. They mess with kinspeople. They don't care. Edomite do anything, man. He's defiled. He's sick. He's gross, man. Straight up gross. So you can go down the list and it tells you, you know, who to mess with, who not to mess with. You know, it tells you don't do incest, inbreeding. We're commanded not to do that, you know. And, you know, the Lord laid it out plain. And I'm going to hit this one up. Verse 18. Because our forefather did that and it caused problems. So now I see why the Lord said don't do that no more. And this is Leviticus 18:18. It says, neither shall I take a wife to her sister to vex her, to uncover her nakedness besides the other in her lifetime. See, our forefather, he had married 2 sisters. You know, and Leah was jealous of Rachel. So now I see why the Lord laid it out that we're not supposed to marry females that are sisters. Like if you got a wife, you ain't supposed to marry her sister as well. Because that causes jealousy and vexation. So you don't do that. The Lord, you know, he lays it out how we're supposed to live our life, man, our culture. And I love that. That way we know what to do, what not to do. That's why you got to know the Old Testament, the laws laid out. You know, you got a lot of Jakes and plenty of Christianity talking about, oh, they don't matter no more. It's just 2 laws now. And that's a straight up lie. No, you need to read the whole book, eat the whole roll. Old Testament, Apocrypha, and New Testament. That way, you know the do's and don'ts. You know the Lord told us what to do and what not to do. Now Esau, he's going to do the opposite because he's at birth, he's Satan. He has the spirit of Satan on him. And he's going to just always do the opposite. He's the wicked. And to prove that, let's go to Hebrews 12 and 16. Because it's going to back up what I'm talking about. The Lord laid it out plain. And check out this Hebrews 12 and 16. It says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. 17. For he know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. Rejected. For he found no place for repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. The Lord rejected Esau, man. Why? Because he's a fornicator and he's profane. You know? He's perverse. He defiles everything. He's sick. Esau, Edom is sick. All Edomites are sick in the head. And they will do wickedness as drinking water or breathing air. It comes natural to them. That's why the whole world messed up right now, because Esau, Edom is in rulership. And so he permits everybody else to do as wicked like he is. He got that do as thy will spirit. Esau ain't about to keep no laws and commandments. You're right. You know? And he's angry because he sold his birthright for a morsel of meat. He sold something spiritual because he's carnal. You know? There's nothing spiritual about an Edomite. You know, they're very carnal and they're very, you know, profane and they're very perverse. They're wicked people. You know? And I'm going to finish it off with this right here. Let's go to this verse right here. Ecclesiastes or Sirach 14 and 5. And it reads, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He should not take pleasure in his goods. So if Esau is evil to his own self, if this man will mess with his own son's wife, you think your wife is going to be safe around Esau? Hell no. This man evil to his own kind. That's why I look at the 2/3 Jake like, what the hell make you think this devil going to do you any good? He ain't good to his own people. He ain't good to his own self. So who is you? The devil for sure going to do something. They say he should not take pleasure in his own goods. Esau's never satisfied, man. I noticed that same spirit is with the Eve. That's why she's never satisfied. You know, it's never enough for Esau. Right now, he got dominion, rulership. He got the whole world in his possession, and he's still going around messing with other nations trying to take their goods. He still ain't satisfied. He got to go mess with somebody's wife. He got to go ruin somebody's family. He got to go destroy somebody or destroy something. Like it tell you, they can't go to sleep unless they commit some evil. Esau can't go to sleep because, like, me, I couldn't live with myself if I had messed with my son's wife and got her pregnant and destroyed my son's family. Bro, that would mess me up inside. That's why I'm not even going to attempt. That ain't going to pop in a thought in my head to do that. I don't care how fine she is. Once my son done, you know, betrothed her and messed with her, she's off limits. There's too many single women out here for me to be wanting to mess with my son's wife if I was single, you know? I don't care how good she look. After that, it's over with, man. My brother's wife, my pop's wife, none of that, man. They off limits after that, man. I don't want nothing after them dudes. You know? None of my family. That's just not good, man. It's nasty. You know, when I think about it, you know, they done shot seed all up in there, then I'm supposed to go right behind and do it. No. That's nasty. But Esau, he's defiled. He's perverse. So it come natural to him. And I'm looking at these Edomite dudes like, oh, matter of fact, that's so spiritual. Last camp, if you was listening, Yasharallah, last camp, an Edomite stopped by and said something to us. He said his dad was a reptilian, which I knew he was going to go with that, but I was about to tell him, like, nah, he ain't a reptilian, but, you know, he got reptilian qualities. Now, what this Edomite told us is that his dad moved his grandparents out, had them murdered so he can get the house, and when he got the house, he kicked his son out. I was like, damn, man. That devil destroyed the generation above him, and he destroyed the generation up after him. That's their precept right there. He ain't good to his own self. Who he gonna be good to? That's straight wickedness, man. He gonna say out his own mouth. He called his daddy a snake. He said he's reptilian. He said his daddy is evil. We all like, we know. Thanks for the insight. We didn't ask for the information either. That devil stopped right there. First, he didn't want to tell us who his father was. You know, I kept trying to ask him who his father was. And then Marak put him in the corner like, man, who's your biological father? That's when he had to let it be known. And he didn't want to say that, man. He was shamed about his father. And I would be too. That's why these Edomite women are jumping ship, hopping on Jakes, because they see how wicked Esau is. And they don't want Edomite men. They might want them for, like, you know, the status and the money. But once they procure that, they go get them a Jake man. Because unlike Eve's stupid butt, Edomite women like, y'all got the best men on the face of the planet. At least they got some decency about them. Like Pookie and Ray Ray got more decency than your average Edomite. Esau wicked, man. You imagine living in a house with an Edomite? I couldn't imagine that. I don't like working with him. You imagine living with one every day and have to hear his voice and then put up with his wickedness? That's why Edomite woman, they like, hey, man, there's a woman named Jane Fonda. She said all, so-called white males need to be put in jail so the planet can survive. That's just helpful said. Matter of fact, see if I go pull it up real quick. Oh, look, before I get to that, let's look this. So they've been doing that. It says the distinctive Habsburg jaw was likely the result of royals' family inbreeding. So they've been inbreeding. And look at that. That dude on the right look like Mark Zuckerberg. The dude who owned Facebook, Meta. Like Mark Zuckerberg. So they've been inbreeding. I had that pulled up, man. I was going to read that, man. It says the family tree of the Habsburgs, a German-Australian ruling family whose domain stretched from Portugal to Transylvania, is a tangled one. Like many royal families, the Habsburgs made strategic marriages to consolidate their power, often to close relatives. And while the dynasty's regalia was glittery and their palaces splendid, the royals themselves were remarkably less easy on the eyes. I mean, they were ugly as hell. Generation after generation, Habsburg monarchs have sharply joining jaws, bulbous lower lips, and long noses. They was ugly, man. That's what they call the Habsburg jaw. So they've been inbreeding for a minute. Like that's Esau. They probably been doing that since they've been in Mount Seir, the caves, the cavemen. So they show you Esau enjoys inbreeding. They inbreed so much that they look ugly, man. Like I said earlier, that dude look like Zuckerberg. They're like, the dude on the right look like Mark Zuckerberg, man. Cause that's Edomites is ugly. That Edomite dude's wife was ugly. Like Edomites is ugly, man. They truly are. So let me go get. Let's go to Duck Duck. I want to look up Jane Fonda because she said something that cracked me up. She going viral for that too. Okay, she's an actress. I couldn't see it like that. Let's put it like this and see if it pull up. Yeah, there's all kind of articles on her saying that she went viral for that. Let's pull this one up. It says Jane Fonda calls for white men to be arrested for causing climate crisis, which she ain't off on that. They have destroyed the world. Jane Fonda's called for all white men to be arrested and jailed after blaming them for the climate crisis, claiming there would be no climate crisis if there was no racism. Now, I don't know how she tied racism in with that, but she's basically trying to say, like, if Yasharala was ruling, then we wouldn't have these issues, which she's right on that. So for her to say that, man, is let you know that the Edomite woman is fed up with her man. They started feminism. You know, that was the breakup. And like feminism, when I think about feminism, that was to psych out Eve into hating her man so the Edomite woman can get the Pookie and Ray Rays and get her man. Because Edomite women don't want Esau, man. They don't like Edomites. They can tell you they computer bag. They get the plus like these Edomite women, they probably know like their men are messing with their daughters. That's another reason probably why they hate them so much. Cause they, you know, they get older, they have daughters, and then they probably hear, you know, they Edomite husband getting in with their daughter. Like that'll make you real mad right there, as you know, as a parent to see that. You know, like how dare you? And it probably happens a lot. And well, it does happen a lot in the Edomite community, but I'm saying it probably happens a lot for Edomite women to catch their husband in there stroking up their daughter. Like that's a lot of psychological things going on in your head right there. That's breaking right there. You know, so hey man, Esau's perverse, they're profane, they're nasty, they're sick, and these devils need to go. And Lord willing, you know, they go real soon, because hey, we all sick of them, man. Including Edomite women are now sick of Edomite men. Shit, they know how wicked them dudes is. They know how evil they is. You know, she called for all of them to be terminated, which Lord willing they will be soon enough. After they put in some work, though. We're going to get some work about them Edomite dudes. So with that, I hope this has been edifying. I want to say Kwame Astrology, tell about Bob. Shalom.